We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we've got some more playoff baseball for you guys. There will be 2 games left, possibly getting our first World Series team in the Dodgers. Woohoo! Like everybody's so excited about. And then we got Game 5 between the Blue Jays and the Mariners. That one's tied to the 2-2. That one's actually a fun series. And then we got 4 hockey games that we'll talk about. But before we jump into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. We are live on TikTok. If you guys have not followed the TikTok yet, we're currently 7 followers away from 1,400. So if you guys can get there, that would be, if we can get there by the end of the show, that'd be pretty cool. So if you guys are not following over there yet, please do so. And then we'll go ahead and look back at what happened yesterday. And it was a good day yesterday. And we're just recapping. We're not as somebody would say bragging. We're just recapping. We'll start with the losers first. We had the over in the Carolina game. Carolina scored 4. Ducks scored 1. I had Philly. That was a loser. I had Andre Palat point, loser. Jonathan Marchessault point, loser. Nashville, loser in overtime. That sucked. The Brewers were a loser. The first quarter team total under for Tulsa. They scored with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, so of course that lost that one. And then Seattle Kraken, loser in overtime. If a game goes to overtime and I have a bet in it, I am 0-5 in those bets. So can we not see overtime? Overtime has been really freaking annoying. Now, to the good side of it, what went right yesterday? The under in the Rangers-Leafs game was pretty easy. It was 2-1 in overtime. Sorry, there's an overtime winner, but that one, it didn't matter whether or not it went to overtime or not. Devils puck line was a nice winner, plus 170 on that one. The over in the Cincinnati Bengals game, over 44.5. It landed at 64, so it went over by like 20 points. The New York Islanders money line, plus 154. 145. That was a nice plus money winner. But an even bigger plus money winner, the Vancouver Canucks, plus 158 with them. That was pretty nice. The Toronto Blue Jays tied up the series behind, yes, what everybody predicted, a Max Scherzer masterclass through 5 2/3 innings. So we got that. And then some more player props to end it out. We had Sean Courier over a point, and we had Jackson Blake over a point. So the hockey player props went 2-2 yesterday. I might do a couple more after the show. We'll see. And then my final thing that I added late, and I only added this one on the Picks and Parleys website, was Caden Hauser, anytime touchdown. He made us sweat for it. We finally got that one with like 4 minutes to go in the game or something like that. So we were able to get that. That was plus 145 for a Caden Hauser anytime touchdown. But it ended up being a positive day, up about 3.5 units. So hopefully we can keep it rolling today. And we'll go say hi. TikTok chat, one person in there saying you like Miami team total over 27.5. I like Louisville today, so I'm kind of hoping that Miami doesn't score. So I'm going to say no, but that's up to you. I could easily see this game, that Louisville game being a high-scoring one, and Miami's team total can go over, and Louisville can still cover. I got Louisville plus 12.5. But we'll go ahead and we'll head to baseball first. We got the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. The Blue Jays minus 115 favorites with a total of 7. And let me pull up this. There we go. Cool. We get Kevin Gausman taking on Bryce Miller. Gausman pitched in game 1 of the series, allowed 2 earned runs on 3 hits and 5 2/3 innings. He was not bad. He just got outpitched by Bryce Miller in the last game, which Miller got hit in a little bit in the beginning, He allowed up that 1 run, 2 hits, and he let up the home run on the first pitch, and then settled down and didn't allow anything for 6 innings. And he went 6 innings, 76 pitches. He could have gone longer, and that was after a 30-pitch first inning. So he could definitely have gone longer in that game. Although 3-1 win for him, you can't argue if you're a Seattle person. Now, I did take Toronto. I have Toronto to win the series. I like this Toronto team. I think they make the World Series, and I think they have a shot to win it all. And I believe we're guaranteed another trade day, which is actually really nice because he should be pitching in Toronto in Game 6. But I do like the Toronto Blue Jays in this one. I grabbed their money line. I got it at 112. No chats. I will say, and I think this is another reason why I didn't go in. The second game was the Brewers and the Dodgers. Brewers have still not named a starting pitcher in this game, which is quite fun because they're going up against Shohei Ohtani. The Dodgers minus 205, 7.5 total. If the Dodgers win tonight, they will be on their way to the World Series. Yay. The line has moved a little bit towards Milwaukee, but I'll be completely honest with you guys. I can't touch this game until I know who's pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers. It would be, I feel like Dodgers are nothing, but laying minus 200 is never something I'm going to do. And run lines like plus 105, I'm not going to hate it, but it's Dodgers or nothing to close out the series. I'm not going to bet this one, and the only reason why is I don't know who's pitching for Milwaukee. So once we find that out, maybe I might be able to look towards something in this game. But for now, the Brewers and the Dodgers will be a pass. But I won't talk anybody off the Dodgers. Seeing that they pretty much won the World Series by now. But those are the 2 baseball games for you guys. We will head over to the hockeys, and I'm going to switch backgrounds, and boom. We'll start with the Minnesota Wild and the Washington Capitals. The Wild are minus 125. The Capitals are minus 125 with a total of 5.5 in this game. You've got the Wild, who are coming off of a loss to the Stars. They're 2-2 to start the year, and that's with wins against St. Louis and LA, losses to Columbus and Dallas. And all but one of those games was by puck line, either winning or losing. One of the wins was in a shootout. On the opposite side, you got the Capitals, who have started off 3-1. They lost their opening game to Boston. Since then, have beaten the Rangers, the Islanders, and the Lightning. So kind of an impressive route back. They are now 3-1 and looking good. I looked at the line movement in this game, and when it came to it, the line opened up around minus 130. It's now sitting at 125. So the line is moving towards the Wild, and that's with 67% of bets and 68% of money on the Capitals money line, and it's going the opposite direction. So I am going to be taking the Minnesota Wild today. I might look towards some player props as too in this game because I know Boldy has been really solid, although I just want to find the right thing for it because I know Matthew Boldy 1 point is minus 205. I can go 2 points at plus 220. I don't hate that. But maybe you can even look towards like Vladimir Tarasenko is even money. Marco Rossi's minus 105. Rossi might be an interesting one to grab because I believe he is. I believe Rossi's on the top line. Yeah, he's on the top line with Kaprizov and Boldy. I might take his prop. So if I'm going after a player prop, maybe Marco Rossi today to get a point at minus 105. Mr. Badass, these are your picks you're going with today. No, I just feel like randomly putting stuff up on my screen. Yeah, these are my picks. Yes. I placed a parlay yesterday, and the Caps are my last leg. Just because I picked them doesn't mean they're going to win. So you can still win. Don't worry about it, dude. What's up, Bisex? How you doing? Make sure you guys are following the TikTok. We're 7 followers away from 1,400. So we're trying to hit that milestone. And we're 8 away. Somebody unfollowed. And then we're 16 subscribers away from 4,200 on YouTube. So make sure you guys are following the YouTube as well on Earle Sports Bets. We're halfway through the show. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Detroit Red Wings. We got the Lightning at minus 155 with a total of 6.5. We look at the two teams, and this has been a Red Wings team that I've been backing a whole bunch. Tampa Bay has not looked good this season. They are 1-3 to start the year. They have losses to Ottawa and to New Jersey. They did beat Boston 4-3 before losing to the Capitals the next night in overtime. So not really a good run for them so far. Detroit is 3-1. They're looking good. They lost their opening game to Montreal. Since then, they won back-to-back against Toronto, and they beat the Panthers. So Red Wings starting to look good. Tampa Bay is kind of struggling, and Tampa Bay is this big of a favorite. Not to mention, I believe the line movement in this game has taken, from 150, and I'm starting to see some 160, 165s on the Tampa Bay Lightning. I do like the Lightning today. I took their puck line at plus 170 because I wanted some plus money on that one. So Tampa Bay for me in this game. In terms of player props, I want to see what the lines look like for Tampa Bay. Point, Hagel, and Kucherov on the top. Let's see if any of them are realistic odds for points. Kucherov is minus 320. Point is 185, and Hagel is 140. Maybe if you want to look towards an assist, I don't hate like a Hagel assist is plus 130. Point assist is plus 125. One of those could be interesting because if I think the top line is going to score, I think one of them could probably get an assist. Maybe I might take both of their assist props and hope that maybe one scores and one gets an assist. But for right now, it's just going to be the Tampa Bay Lightning on the puck line for me. What's up? All good? Bolt up. Yes, bolt up on this one. I like the Lightning. We got 2 games left. We got the Canucks taking on the Blackhawks. Canucks are 135 favorites with a total of 6.5. We take a look at the two sides. Vancouver is coming off of a big win last night in Dallas, and now they have to travel to Chicago. So back-to-back and back-to-back road games. Not really a great spot for the Vancouver Canucks. Also considering that they are 2-2. They won their last game. They won their first game. They lost in between to Edmonton, St. Louis. On the opposite side, you got the Blackhawks, who are actually putting up a good fight this year. They started off 0-2. Now they're 2-3. They have wins in their last 2 games against Utah and St. Louis. And that St. Louis game, there was an 8-3 win. So that was a very nice win for the Blackhawks. And I looked at this game. I like to look at line movements because that's important to me. And the line has moved from 125 area down to the 110. So lines moving towards the Blackhawks. And with the way money's coming in, 47% of bets and 78% of money is coming on Chicago. So the money's coming in the right way. We're taking Chicago as a dog. I was able to get plus 125. So I do like a little bit of home doggy with the Chicago Blackhawks. And if you're talking Blackhawks and you could be interested in some, props. Connor Bedard could be interesting. Although he's minus 165. Nazar's only minus 130 for a point. I feel like that one could be interesting as well. Maybe even a Nazar goal, because I know he's been scoring as of late. What's Nazar's goal at? Plus 225 is not bad. But I like the Blackhawks today. Blackhawks money line plus 125. Hey, Dad's trying to call me while I'm on the show. What's new? Final game of the day, we get the San Jose Sharks and the Utah Mammoth. Mammoth are minus 265 with a total of 6.5 in this game. You've got two teams that I think the Sharks could be interesting this year in terms of their total, and we're obviously going to talk about their total. So far, they played 3 games this year. They are 0-1-2. They lost back-to-back overtime games to Vegas and Anaheim, and then just get completely blown out 5-1 to Carolina. On the opposite side, you've got the Utah Mammoth, who are sitting at 2-2 this year, with wins against Calgary and Nashville, losses to Chicago and Colorado. And when it comes to it, I'm just going to continue sticking with what I've been running with. And I know it didn't work out in the last game. I took the over. This Sharks team, I think, is going to be a heavy over team this year, and I think they're just going to keep scoring. They're very high paced, and their goaltending is not good. So I did take the Sharks over 6.5 today, and we'll ride with that. If you want to go after something on the Utah side, even though it's going to break my heart, how about JJ Peterka for Utah? If you're interested in anything, player props there. I really wanted the Sharks. How about Sharks overtime? I feel like Sharks OT could be interesting. But no, I'm just taking the over. But that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Bigger card tomorrow. We will be talking over, what is it? Wow, big card tomorrow. 13 games tomorrow. Yeah, definitely a longer card. Interested in that one. And we'll be watching. We'll be live as the Sabres game is going on. So I'll probably try and get a play early on that one and have it. I'll have something to sweat. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Sabres are allowed to bet tomorrow, asking permission. You do what you want to do. I might just take the over because I know those two teams have a really big history of overs. So, Bryce in the TikTok chat saying Ovi, Kucherov, Kaprizov, Bedard. I hope Ovi doesn't. But Kucherov, sure. Kaprizov and Bedard, sure. I don't mind any of those. But that's going to do it. We'll see you guys again with another one tomorrow. Peace out, guys.